What's going on, guys? It's your boy Jacob from Topside MMA, and today I'm coming at you with my weigh-in recaps for UFC Rio. You guys know the deal. We're going to break down every single fight, and we're going to go over the weigh-ins, the face-offs, and all the above. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, first up, we got Lacerda versus Oliveira. Now, Oliveira's coming in a whole weight class up. I mean, I can't believe he missed weight this bad. I was surprised. I was waiting to put this video out. For a while, they were saying that this fight might not even happen because he missed weight so bad. This is the first time these guys had to make weight. As you can see, Oliveira looks terrible. I mean, he looks sunken in. He looks like his face is drained. His eyes are super droopy and drained as well. I don't know what was going on with him. He missed weight this badly. I don't know what the hell was going on. Maybe he's just saying, screw it. This is probably my last shot to get a win. Otherwise, I'm getting cut. Fuck it. Let's ball. I mean, I could see that. He could come here with that approach. That could be reasonable. I honestly wouldn't blame him a ton. I mean, I get it. At this point, he could say, screw it. Let's give up some of our purse. Let's just come in here a whole weight class up. Try and get this win by any means possible. Lacerda came in at 136. He made weight, but oh my goodness gracious. Oliveira did not make it, and he missed it by a mile. Now, this was the first time they had to make weight. This was them at the ceremonial face-offs, or in ceremonial weigh-ins, rather. They both look fine, though. I mean, Oliveira looked like he seemed a lot better here versus before. It's a night and day difference between these two pictures, even though it's a couple hours. But, I mean, they both seem all right. Nothing really stood out to me between these two. Now, that's not really talking and considering the huge weight miss, but in terms of physically how they looked at the ceremonials, they both seem fine and ready to go. I'm surprised Lacerda wasn't more pissed off. I would not have been mad if he decided not to take this fight at all, but he's fighting Saimon Oliveira. That's about as good as a gift as you can get in his matchmaking, so I can see why he decided to take this fight and not let go of it. So this was them at the face-offs. Nothing really stood out to me with these two. It's kind of crazy this fight's still going on with this big of a weight miss, but we'll have to see how it goes. I mean, that kind of changes everything in terms of the confidence. I had fading him. I had Lacerda as a decently medium-level confident pick to beat Oliveira, but now he's coming up a whole weight class up. I mean, we got a bantamweight versus a featherweight. This is kind of crazy. Who knows how this fight's going to go down? It's going to be crazy, but in terms of the face-offs and the weigh-ins, that's all we got there. So, next up, we got our girl Julia Polastri taking on Karolina. Now, these girls both look great. They both look fine. They both look great. The first time they had to make weight, they both looked fine. The second time when they came in for the ceremonials, they both seem ready to go. They both seem like they're ready for war. Not a whole lot to say about this one. Same with the face-off, too, between these two girls. Very respectful. Size-wise, nothing really stood out to me. They both seem evenly sized up. Not a whole lot to really gain from this one. I do still like Julia Polastri a lot. I think she really has every advantage going for her in this fight. Karolina, she is a tough SOB, and she's not going to be easy to be able to be put out. But I wouldn't be surprised if Polastri was able to put her out. I would not be completely mind blown. Maybe not with some huge knockout in the first round, but I could see her really beating Karolina down over the span of 3 rounds. It's going to be a banger of a fight. I'm excited for it. But yeah, between the weigh-ins and the face-offs, not really a whole lot to get from this one. Pick still stands as it is. But next up, we got Rocha versus Nicoll. Now, in terms of the face-off or the weigh-ins, the first time they had to make weight, it's kind of funny. Lucas, he really looks like a little boy. And I was talking about this in the Locks and Traps video. I was saying, it'll be interesting to see with the weigh-ins how he looks. Is he going to look like he's put on some muscle and kind of filled up as a man, or is he going to look like a little boy, kind of like a small frame like he looked in the past? Not a whole lot's changed here. He still seems a little undersized, even for flyweight. It's kind of insane. But, at the same time, he looked fine. He looked ready to go. He seemed confident. You love to see it from a young guy like him. Versus Stewart Nicoll, the I guess not really a crafty vet, but the older guy with more experience. He looked fine, ready to go. Neither guy really had a problem with the weight scales. This was the first time they had to make weight. Then boom, second time they had to make weight, or not make weight, but the ceremonials. For the ceremonials, they came in. They both looked fine. They both looked ready to go. They both seem healthy. They both seem like they're game ready performance, or ready for a game day performance. Oh my goodness. But yeah, this was them at the face-offs. It was pretty interesting. Oh yeah, this is the one thing I wanted to say about this one fight in particular. With Rocha, he did have this interesting stuff on his in his ear. I don't know what it was, if he had a cut or what, or something, if it's like a band-aid type of thing. I don't really know. If you guys let me know in the comments what it is, I don't know. I just wanted to point it out because it stood out to me, and I thought it could be something of importance to at least know about. Maybe he has a cut. Maybe he has cauliflower ear that's busted open. It could be something like that. I don't really know. It just stood out to me. I wanted to let you guys know. Let me know in the comments if you know. It's like some type of bandage. I couldn't really get a great look on it to really tell what it is. I assume it's not really a big deal. It's probably just a small band-aid. Maybe it could be a cauliflower ear related thing. Maybe he just scratched his ear. I don't know, but I wanted to let you guys know. So And that's the one thing I noticed here. But in terms of like the weight cuts and how they both went, they both seem fine. Face-offs, they both seem ready to go. They were getting in each other's face, but it wasn't anything too disrespectful. You know, Nicoll was kind of laughing it off, as you can see from this picture. But it was a good banter from the both of them, and I think they're both ready to go. In terms of how this affects the pick and my level of confidence, doesn't really change a whole lot. I can't really say it's impacting it a ton. They both seem fine. They both seem ready to go, minus the one little ear thing that we talked about. So, next up, we got Mesquita versus Irina Alekseeva. Now, Alekseeva came out here looking like she was on more blow than McGregor at a BKFC event. I mean, she looked absolutely cracked out from start to finish. Kind of crazy. Wild shit from her. I mean, it was pretty damn funny. But they both seem fine. In terms of the first time they had to make weight, they both seem fine. They both seem ready to go. They both seem like they had a relatively decent cut. Not a whole lot going on in either way, good or bad. This was them at the ceremonials, you know. Oh my goodness, it was so funny. Alekseeva, she came out here. She takes her shirt off. She goes to throw it into the stands, you know, like on some wild stuff, you know. She's throwing her shirt. She somehow throws it. You can see, bring my little mouse. This is her shirt. She threw it backwards. She went to like launch it, and she somehow managed to throw the shirt backwards. It falls like right on stage. I mean, she was right here, and this is where the shirt ends up. So she has to go pick it up again. And then she gets it, and then she launches it again, and it goes, you can see it's right here. It goes like another 3 feet. It was a pretty bad. It was like almost like the Paul Craig not being able to rip his shirt. I mean, probably worse than that. Honestly, yeah, that's got to be worse. That's got to be worse. But in terms of the ceremonials, they both seem fine. They both seem ready to go. Alekseeva on that Colombian or Brazilian snow, rather, kind of crazy. I mean, she was crashing out. Mesquita looked fine. She looked ready to go. You know, she's really embracing the big moment. She didn't seem nervous or anything, which is good to see. Give you a little bit more confidence in her this week. But yeah, this was a bit wild. It was hard to get a picture of them at face-offs because Alekseeva was just jumping up and down like Murad, man. She like wouldn't stop bouncing. I literally could not get a clear picture of these two. Actually, I got one. Yeah, this was the only one I could get. I mean, literally, she was jumping around like a madman the entire time. I couldn't get hardly anything. But she was kind of crazy. In terms of the face-off, didn't really get a whole lot from it. In terms of the weigh-ins, those girls seem pretty fine and ready to go. Yeah, there's a bit more of an appeal for one over the other. But besides the point, in terms of the fights, picks don't really change. I like Mesquita to win this week. Think she still gets it done. I mean, there's not a whole lot more to say about this one. Oh, shit. Next up, we got Vitor Petrino versus Thomas Petersen. Now, both these guys came in ready to go. You know, Petersen, not the most athletic, 246 pounds. I talked about this on my Locks and Traps video, though. Between these two guys, literally last time, they weighed in 250 pounds. There's a difference between the 250 pounds here. You got a much more athletic, lean 250 in Vitor Petrino, and you got a tubbier version of 246 with Thomas Petersen. It's kind of crazy. You know, Petrino really is filling into this heavyweight frame very well. I think he's going to do pretty damn well at this weight class. I think without having to make that big weight cut at 205, it's really going to help him out a lot. I like to see where he's going to go in his career at this higher weight class. I'm excited to see it. First time they had to make weight, though. I will say both guys seem pretty fine. Petersen did seem a little bit tired, a little bit groggy, rather, but nothing really major. Very, very minimal. Enough to not even say anything, but just something that stood out to me. But this was them at the ceremonials. Petersen, like I said, he looked way better now. It wasn't even that bad. I'm over-exaggerating it. It really wasn't that big of a deal. But at the ceremonials, everything, no questions at all. These guys both seem perfectly fine. They both seem ready to go. Petersen was, I guess, embracing the booze. Pretty funny. But yeah, no, Petrino, crowd came out, loved him. And the funny thing about this one was, it wasn't even just the crowd that loved Petrino. I'm watching this. The ring girls are eyeing this man up and down like eye candy. Petrino at heavyweight needs to be studied. He's a problem in and out of the cage. But in terms of the face-offs, pretty tough, man. Petrino's a scary dude. Scary dude. I mean, in terms of the face-offs, though, Petersen didn't really seem too afraid or anything like that. But the size difference, I mean, they're both weighing in the same, but Petrino's big, man. He's big and he's lean, where Petersen's not even lean. It's not like he's cutting down all that much. I mean, he's just a lot of flab. So, I mean, between the two of these, I mean, Petrino looks big. I think he's going to have his way in this fight. I don't think I influenced this one, or I had it change in my final level of confidence at the very end of this video, but I will say, kind of refreshing my memory on this one, you know, Petrino, this does make me a tad bit more confident in him, even though I don't think I changed it at the very end. This did make me a little bit more confident in him, just because he really seems to have a big size advantage here, and especially with Petersen, I think his best chance is to wrestle if he's going to win this fight, so that extra size and strength is really going to help Petrino. I think it's going to be a good one for Petrino. So, next up, we got Jafel, Filho versus Clayton, Carpenter. Both these guys came in at 126. Carpenter looked like absolute death on the scales to begin with. Not that bad, but he did not look great. He looked like he had a pretty harsh cut, and if you look at him, it makes sense. I mean, he is jacked, he's shredded, he should be a bodybuilder. He is in physical, like, peak shape physically. Like, dude could be a bodybuilder. Same with Jafel Filho, though. He looked great, too. Not as harsh of a weight cut. Did have the sunglasses on. Maybe his face was sunken in a little bit. Who knows? But he looked totally great, too. Looked like they had a good weight cut for him. And Clayton Carpenter, though, this is not, like, completely out of the ordinary for him. You know, he is having to cut a lot for these weight cuts. I mean, like, it is not pretty. You look at his frame and his size and his muscles and every single fight that he's in. Making this weight class is a struggle for him, so not completely out of the ordinary, so it's not the most surprising thing to see from Clayton Carpenter. And the good thing about this is that he did bounce back really well at ceremonials. He looked completely fine. Get the boy some hydration, get him some water. Now he's back in the fight. He's ready to go. So both these guys look completely great. I will say, though, size-wise, Jafel Filho, he did look a little bigger than I thought he was going to. Clayton Carpenter, he always looks this jacked. And same with Filho, I guess. I don't know. It's just I was expecting him not to. He looked a little bigger than I was expecting, honestly. So, but between the two guys, size-wise, evenly matched, ready to go. This was them with the face-offs. It was pretty damn funny. Filho was going for the reach grab. He was trying to test the reach. Pretty funny, completely blatant, like not even trying to hide it at all. He was really not sus about it, or not not trying to hide it at all, which is pretty funny. But Carpenter didn't really seem to mind. He didn't move at all. It was funny. Did not budge. But yeah, this was them. Nice face-off between these two guys. I think it's going to be a scrap of a fight. These guys are both very high-level dudes. I think they're both talented, both very skilled. It's going to be a banger of a fight. We'll have to see who wins. But next up, if you guys like the content, please consider subscribing. It's absolutely free, and it helps your boy out a ton. So thank you guys for all the love on the videos. Let's get right back to it. Now, boom. Next up, we got Lucas Almeida versus Michael Aswell. Now, Michael Aswell, he's like our American BSD, Benoit Saint-Denis. That's basically what Michael Aswell is turning into be, looks-wise at least. But between these two guys, they both seem fine. Now, Michael Aswell, he was sweating. I mean, this picture kind of does it justice. He was wet when he came on the scales, man. It was pretty funny. But between Lucas Almeida was kind of going for this tough guy look. Some guys just are like intimidating more so than others, and Lucas Almeida just does not have that naturally intimidating vibe to him. So it kind of had the opposite effect with me, at least. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but besides the point, this is them. The first time they didn't make weight. This was them at the ceremonials. Lucas Almeida going for the tough guy look. Not all that much, like, not very intimidating, at least to me. But Michael Aswell, he just looks like he's happy to be here. It's kind of like the opposite of who you want to try to be intimidating against. It's kind of funny. But between the two of them, they both look fine. They both seem ready to go at the ceremonials. Both had decently fine weight cuts. No real problems from either guy. Aswell maybe had the tougher cut. You know, he definitely had to probably push it to the very, very end there. But they both seem fine. They both seem ready to go. In terms of the face-off, the size difference, Almeida definitely has the height advantage, more so than I thought. But as well, he's definitely a little bit more stocky. He's a bit more thick in terms of the width of him. So it kind of evens out. Not a whole lot really stood out to me. These guys both seem fine. They both seem ready to go. It's going to be a good scrap. But next up, we got Ricardo, Ramos versus Kaan, Ofli. Now, both these guys seem ready to go. Same thing here. They both seem to have pretty good weight cuts. Nothing really stood out to me here. This was the first time they had to make weight. Both seem fine. Both seem ready to go. This was them at the ceremonials. Both seem fine. Both seem ready to go. Ricardo Ramos with the glasses, the Fighting Nerds glasses. He's embracing it. I don't know if they're accepting him and are like really promoting him, but hey, he got the glasses on, so that's all that matters. So we'll have to see how he does. Maybe with this performance, maybe this is a good little spot for him to get a little momentum going. So maybe this is where he becomes an official Fighting Nerds guy, where they really promote him. So who knows? But Kaan Ofli looked fine, though. Both guys seem ready to go. 146 for Ricardo Ramos, 145.5 for Kaan Ofli. So both guys seem fine. They both seem ready to go. In terms of the face-offs, nothing really stood out to me here. Nothing really made a huge difference for me. They both seem fine. Now, the size difference was a bit closer than I thought. For some reason, I thought Ofli was going to be a bit smaller in terms of height, especially. Seemed ready to go. It could be a shoes thing. It could be that. Maybe not that. It just seemed a little bit different than what I thought it was going to be. But yeah, in terms of either guy, though, it doesn't really change my confidence in either guy at all. So next up, we got Jhonata Diniz versus Mario Pinto. Now, Pinto coming in here looking a little tubby as per usual. Same with Diniz. These are some big boys. They're not cutting weight. Screw that. They're coming in right. Not at the limit, but I mean, they're getting in that upper echelon of the weight class. This was them the first time they had to make weight. Pinto looks like he just, I don't know, spilled something on the carpet and his mom caught him. I don't know. He doesn't have the best look on his face, but he seems fine. This was them at the ceremonials coming in. Both guys seem ready to go. All business. They're both ready to scrap and have a good fight. They both seem fine. They both seem healthy. They both seem ready to go. This was them at the face-offs. Oh my goodness. This was even more blatant than Filho with the reach measurement. Oh my goodness. He was going no care in the world, not even trying to hide it. I mean, this is what it reminded me of this. I mean, it was like the most blatant, not even trying to hide it. I thought it was pretty hilarious. And Diniz didn't even do it back. He didn't even try to match the energy. He didn't even go for it. That was honestly like kind of a W for Diniz. I mean, he's like, screw it, man. I'm the crafty vet here, man. I don't need to do it. You can do it. It kind of like, if anything, it was kind of cool for Diniz. He's like, man, yeah, do your thing, little bro. It's not going to help you. I thought that was kind of cool. But in terms of the performance or the weigh-ins and the face-offs between these two guys, not a whole lot really stood out. They both seem fine. They both seem ready to go. Could it be a good scrap between these two guys? Now, next up, we got Vicente Luque versus Yoel Alvarez. This video is coming out a bit later than I thought it was, and part of that reason, I will admit, is because of this fight. Now, this was them the first time they had to make weight. Both guys coming in, or not both, Luque coming in at 170, Yoel Alvarez at 171. Vicente Luque has the look on his face like he has seen something he's not supposed to see, and Yoel Alvarez is coming in here looking like he just won the lottery, the Powerball Mega Millions. And you look at Vicente Luque. He has the 1,000-yard stare. Do I blame him for having the 1,000-yard stare? Absolutely not. If I had to fight in the cage against Yoel Alvarez, I think I would have a look that's a lot worse than this. He has a 1,000-yard stare. I said this video is going to come out a little bit later. I just had to do it. It was asking for it. So, between these two guys, this was them at the ceremonials. This is them at the ceremonials. They both look fine. They both seem ready to go. I mean, I'm telling you, Yoel Alvarez looked like... I mean, this is the face of a man who looks like he just hit the lottery. I mean, there's not even an ounce of fear, doubt, nothing. He's just like, I'm ready. It almost was like... This reminds me, I should have put the 1-to-1 comparison of this with Ottava Gatier. When that man came into for the face-offs and the weigh-ins, I mean, it was just like he was smiling ear to ear. Similar vibes here. Luque, I feel bad for him, man. This is just a terrible matchup. He's going to fight Ponzi too. I'm like, oh my goodness. That's like he got the absolute worst luck on earth in this fight. I do feel really bad for him, but at the same time, it's like, oh my goodness. Oh man, it's just kind of funny, objectively. But this is how, in terms of the face-offs, this was the face-off. This was how the face-off went between these two. But in terms of the actual face-off, this is how they both looked. You know, Luque's standing 10 toes tall, man. Luque's standing on business. I respect it. He's not he's not soft. You know, I will say Luque is a man. He's coming out to scrap. All of the respect in the world to Vicente Luque. He's ready to come to war. I just think Yoel Alvarez is going to have a field day with them. And how I think this fight goes, I just think Yoel Alvarez is inevitable, man. He's like Thanos. He's got the stones. And I think it's just a matter of time before he snaps his fingers. That's probably how this fight's going to go. But that does it for that one. Next up, we got Deiveson Figueiredo versus Montel Jackson. Both these guys seemed all right on the scales. You know, it's so damn funny with Montel Jackson. He always has this look on his face of like, I don't know how to describe it. He just always has this look on his face. It's hilarious. But in terms of Figgy, he seemed like he had a bit of a weight cut. I mean, it had a bit of an effect on him. His eyes definitely seemed sunken in a little bit. He seems a little bit drained. Could be his age, you know, making these cuts is not as easy as it used to be. But I will say nothing alarming. Like, nothing alarming at all. Nothing that was really a big concern to me at all. They both seem fine. They both seem ready to go. This was the first time they had to make weight. Both guys coming in at 136. This was them at the ceremonials coming in. Davison's looking off. I think I just got him with a funny photo here. But they both seem fine. Both seem ready to go. Montel Jackson still has this look on his face. It's so funny. Montel Jackson, he's like the Kawhi Leonard of MMA. I mean, that's literally like, he's like Kawhi Leonard. It's just like he doesn't react to things. Like he just is stone cold. Hopefully he's going to come out here and handle business. But this was them at the ceremonials. They both seem fine. They both seem ready to go. Montel Jackson, zero emotion. Figgy looked good, though. He looked ready to go. He was a bit bouncy on the face-offs. I mean, he was bouncing back and forth. I was hard to get a picture between these two of them, like, looking at each other. I will say, though, Montel Jackson's body language was, like, god-awful. It was awful in this face-off. I mean, he looked, like, timid, shied over. You could see his shoulders, like, curled over. Not good body language. Very, very, very not great body language. So I don't know. That could just be him, though. He is kind of like shy and quiet like that. So this could just be a Montel Jackson thing. It's not like he comes out normally big, boastful, and cocky and arrogant. Like, that's the exact opposite of Montel Jackson. So I'm not really looking too far into this, but it's just weird. Like, like, can you see this? Like, he just has this, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm misreading this. It just didn't give me the best feeling in terms of their body language. I didn't love it, but at the same time, it does kind of fit the characteristics and personality of Montel Jackson. So, like I said, not overlooking it. They did shake hands. Montel Jackson really just looked like he didn't want to be up there. He was like, screw this, man. Let me get out of here. He doesn't really like talking. He doesn't really like the spotlight, though, so I can't say I'm surprised, but I just had to point this out. Very odd face-off between these two. But next up, finally, in the main event, we got Charles do Bronx Oliveira versus Mateusz Gamrot. This was the first time they had to make weight. I will say, not the best look for Charles Oliveira. However, we've seen worse. Not the best weight cut. I mean, I don't want to say it was a bad weight cut, because he seemed fine later on. We'll get to it in like 2 seconds. But a little sunken in, you can tell. Bit of a, not the most cut, not the most lean, but not the best, not the worst. But do Bronx look better later. Mateusz Gamrot, though, looked fine, ready to go, lean, cut, totally fine. He definitely had the better weight cut of the two of them. But in terms of the ceremonials, this is how they came in. Charles Oliveira seemed absolutely ready, dialed, ready to go, ready for war, was screaming, crowd was going crazy. It was awesome. Mateusz Gamrot came in, meant all business, ready to go to war. Both guys seemed absolutely dialed. They're both healthy, 100%, ready to go. Now, in terms of the face-offs, how can Mateusz Gamrot become any more unlikable? He found a way to do it. Yeah, just get in Charles Oliveira's face in Brazil. That's the best way to get fans. Yeah, yeah. Keep wrestling and never throw strikes, but yeah, just go for chain takedowns in every single fight. Yeah, that's fine. The way to get fans is not striking. No. Get in Charles Oliveira's face and be a dick in Brazil. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Mateusz Gamrot has found a way to become somehow more unlikable. And he's done it yet again in Brazil. Getting in Charles' face. Charles throws up the Brazil flag. What does Mateusz Gamrot do? He pretends to have a flag of his own, and he did have one. He just didn't have, and then he was raising his hands like he had a flag when he didn't have a flag. And he starts talking trash in Portuguese or whatever, and he's like talking to the crowd. It's like, even Charles Oliveira is like shaking his hand like respect, and he's like, I don't know. Gamrot is annoying to me. But anyway, that does it for that. That was about it. Doesn't really change my confidence level all that much. But anyway, to wrap it up, confidence levels, got a little bit more confident in Yoel Alvarez, just purely because, Vicente Luque looked like he had seen something he did not want to see. He looked like that 1,000-yard stare was staring right through his soul. It was not a good look. And going against Yoel Alvarez, I was going to make this more confident as long as Yoel Alvarez had a good cut and he looked fine. He looked ready to go. That's exactly what we saw. So I'm a little bit more confident in that man. Even though I have him as a lock, I still got even more confident in him. And then next up, I guess we got the Walter Walker fight that ended up getting canceled. Got that one crossed off. And then, oh my goodness, Simon Oliveira. He came in a whole weight class up. Definitely less confident in that now because we have 2 different weight classes fighting each other. Absolutely insane that this fight is still on. So definitely, obviously less confident in that pick. And then finally, Ricardo Ramos, he seemed ready to go. I like him with the Fighting Nerds glasses. Hopefully we're going to see some real improvements from him. And that's the thing that kind of changed my mind about this fight. Or just something that I wasn't really thinking of is Ricardo Ramos is 30 years old. It's kind of crazy. Like when I thought about it, I'm like, damn, he's been fighting in the UFC since 2017. And he's 30 years old. I'm like, oh my goodness. He actually has a lot of time to improve and get better. And he can actually really improve his skill set. I didn't even realize he was actually the younger fighter here. I thought he was going to be older than Ofli, but no, he's not. 2 years younger. So that made me think, I was like, okay, now he's at a good gym. Hopefully he's locking in, training full time. Hopefully he's going to dial his shit in with the Fighting Nerds. And hopefully this is going to be the best version of him that we've seen in Brazil. Winnable matchup, favorable matchup rather, against the guy who really hasn't had any success in the UFC. That made me more confident. I was like, it has nothing to do with the weigh-ins or the face-offs. It was more so just me doing my own research on the side and kind of thinking more about some of these fights. So I got a little bit more confident in that one. And then finally we got Filho versus Carpenter. You could put it a little bit less confident in Carpenter just because, he had that harsh weight cut to begin with. Not really a huge factor for me. Not something I'm really affecting all that much. I just want to point that out. It's something that he did have a not great weight cut, and you could say the same thing about Charles Oliveira. Not the best weight cut, not the worst. Between the two of them, it was like their opponent had a good weight cut, and they seemed to have a bit of a not great weight cut, although kind of on track and not out of the ordinary for either Carpenter or Charles. So nothing really. I just put those arrows there just because it was something that stood out I wanted to tell you guys, but in terms of my confidence levels, it's not changing anything for me. But in terms of the final ranking that I got for you guys, I moved up Montel Jackson to a high confidence pick. You know, I'm just going with my gut, man. I got these bad feelings of I got the back of my mind. I'm like, can Figgy find a way to weasel out a win here? I can't say I'd be completely mind blown if Figgy somehow managed to weasel his way to a win. We're going to talk about this one a little bit in further detail in like 2 minutes. So give me 2 seconds. We'll come right back to this one. But Ramos and Ofli, I just told you guys about that one while I was bringing that one up. And then, Oliveira versus Lacerda. I threw that as a trap. I'm like, neither of these guys are that good. And now we got a featherweight versus a bantamweight. Yeah, no, this is going to be a dumpster fire of a fight. Throw that one in a trap. I don't even want to have a pick associated with this. Who knows what the hell is going to happen between these two. It's going to be absolutely wild. But I guess, that does it for anything that changed in terms of my order. But in terms of the Montel Jackson and the Figgy fight, I know a lot of people are conflicted on this one. So I was like, you know what? If I'm moving it to a high confidence pick, I want to put my thoughts on paper, and I want to just kind of list out the reasons for or against Figgy or Montel this week. So this is what I got. If we're looking at Montel Jackson, I wrote this down. We have 7.5-inch reach advantage for Montel Jackson. Whenever guys have this big of a reach advantage, they win at a 65% win rate. He has a 5-inch height advantage as well. He has a power advantage in terms of knockdowns that both guys have had at bantamweight. Montel has had 13. Figgy has had 1 across 5 fights. And Montel Jackson is the southpaw fighting the orthodox, going to give him a natural edge there. Now he's the natural bantamweight as well. He's fighting in his proper weight class where he should be, where he's going to be his best, whereas Figgy is fighting up. He's fighting up, not in his natural weight class, just because he's getting old. He doesn't want to make these weight cuts anymore. Don't love that. And Montel Jackson has the momentum on his sides. He's on a 6-fight win streak. Figgy is coming off of 2 losses back-to-back, where he looked pretty awful in both of them. I mean, he got 50-45 by Petersen, and he got messed up by Sandhagen. Dominant losses, not great, back-to-back. Now, in terms of the stats and the numbers, Montel Jackson has a lot more volume. 3.22 versus 2.82 significant strikes landed per minute in their fights. And the accuracy between these two is about the same, so it's about relative. But in terms of who gets hit, Montel gets hit a lot less. He absorbs 1.39 versus 3.64 for Figgy in terms of significant strikes that they absorb per minute. And defensively, Montel Jackson is a lot more sound. 62% significant striking defense versus 49% for Figgy. In terms of the takedowns, he's a lot more accurate and lands more often. Montel Jackson lands 3.24 takedowns per 15 minutes at 62% accuracy, where Figgy is at 1.69 takedowns per 15 minutes at 35% accuracy. And he has better takedown defense as well. Montel Jackson has a 68% takedown defense rate, where Figgy has a 58% takedown defense rate. A lot of stats here. And he has the advantage in age as well. We haven't even talked about that yet, as he's fighting a much older fighter at bantamweight. Figgy is turning 38 years old in 2 months. At these weight classes, these older guys cannot hang at bantamweight. Alexander Volkanovski is the rare exception. He's doing well, and he's at a higher weight class at a younger age. I don't think Figgy at a lower weight class at a higher age is going to be the same type of result here, although he is the crafty veteran. But still, Montel Jackson, 33 in his prime, coming off a huge streak. And finally, Figgy just blew out his knee less than 6 months ago. So he has not been able to train it's like 5 months ago. Figgy hasn't had the last 5 months to get in the best shape of his life. No, he's been rehabilitating a horrible knee injury where he tore his MCL or something like that I was reading about. Not great. That's not what you want to be coming off again, and especially in the fight. I didn't even put it in this in here. He's not going to win striking on the feet. The way that for Figgy to win this is going to be the wrestling. You don't want to come into a fight knowing you need to wrestle when you just blew out your knee the fight before less than 5 months ago or 6 months ago. Those are the reasons why you want to lean Montel Jackson this week. The reasons why you might want to lean Figgy this week. Figgy could win via crafty vet shenanigans. Montel Jackson can't handle the aura of God of War, and he crumbles. Figgy's fought better competition, which is true. And a robbery decision for the Brazilian in Brazil. If we're weighing the pros and cons here, everything's pointing to Montel for me. Got to put him as a high confidence pick. It's just so lopsided. You guys see, this is my reasoning. Now, Could Montel Jackson still lose this fight? Absolutely. Figgy is still a crafty vet, high-level fighter, very talented guy, former champ. I mean, Figgy is a great fighter. So don't get me wrong. This has nothing to do with him or like doubting him because I know he's still solid. It's just everything's pointing against him. So I'm going with the gut. Montel Jackson, high confidence pick. Lock it in. But anyway, guys, that does it for the weigh-in recap and final picks for UFC Rio. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your guys' most confident picks in the description, or in the comment section, Let me know what you guys are thinking. Let me know who you got. If you agree with any of these takes, disagree with any of these takes. Let me know about like the Rocha ear thing too. If you guys know about that, I really wasn't sure what was going on there. If he had any undisclosed injury, or maybe he had a cauliflower ear or something problem, or was leaking or something. Let me know. I don't know. But either way, yeah, let me know what your guys' best picks in the description, or in the comments. Sorry, I keep saying that. In the comment section below. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for all the love on the recent videos. Thank you guys so much for the likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, memberships. Thank you guys so much for all the love. I greatly appreciate it. It goes a long way. So thank you guys so much. And in the meantime, I'm going to get this video up for you guys. And I got the best video coming up very shortly. So I'm going to work on that after I get this one up to you guys. So stay tuned for that one. So in the meantime, it's your boy Jacob from Topside MMA, and I'll see y'all soon. So peace.